Hi boys and girls, and welcome to another week of maths. And this week our focus is going to be on the four operations. We'll be looking at some addition, some subtraction, some multiplication, and some division too. So this week's learning is all about recapping and just going over some of the skills which we've learnt since the start of the year, and the skills which I know that you're really good at too, and looking at using these skills and applying them to solving lots of different problems. So today we're going to be looking at doing a little bit of column addition. So without further ado, my question is 218 add 395 equals. Okay, now when we look at this question, we need to set it out in our columns. It's really similar to our column multiplication from last week. So we take one of our numbers. I'm going to use 218, and I've put it into hundreds, tens and ones. Next I take the second number 395 and put it into hundreds, tens and ones. Now I do my equal sign like that. Okay, the first step to solving this question is to add up the ones. So 8 and 5. In fact, why didn't you have a go at that at home? What is 8 add 5? Did you get it? Did you get 13? If you did, well done. 13 is a two-digit number. It's made of 3 ones and 1 10. I take the 3 ones of 13 and I put them here in the ones column. Next, I'll take the 10 of 13, just put it below, and put a circle around it, and I need to make sure I add that up as I go through this column here. 1 10 adds 9 tens is 10 tens, add one more 10 is 11 tens. 11 is made up of 1 here, and I need to exchange my 10 tens for 100, like that. Again, I've put a circle around it, so I make sure that I add it on next. And now I add up my hundreds column. 200s add 300s equals 500s. Add one more 100 and I get 600. 218 add 395 equals 613. Okay? Now, I'll go on and I'll talk through the slides in a second, okay, and then we'll go through some more examples, some questions for you to answer. Well done guys, keep up the great work, and please continue to send your work in to me and Mrs. Bullimore. We're really looking forward to seeing it. Okay then boys and girls, this week, like we said, we're going to be recapping our addition, subtraction, multiplication and division skills, and today we're going to be looking at column addition. And it's so that we can add larger numbers efficiently, and we might use counters and written methods to help us with that, to support. But first of all, let's get our brains warmed up. Okay, let's see if you can complete these blank number tracks. So all I want you to do, I want you to look at the numbers which are already on the screen, and then from these numbers, I want you to see if you can work out what the missing numbers are. So, pause the video here. Take a little bit of time and see if you can solve these questions. Brilliant stuff guys. How did you get on? Could you solve it? Could you find the missing numbers? Let's look at the first one together. Here we've got 18 and 20, and I can see that that's a difference of 2. So I think this first number track is all about counting in twos. So I think this number is 16. We get 22, 24, 26, 28, 30, and then 32. How did you get on? Could you work out that rule? Well done if you did. Next, let's look at these ones here. I can see 20 and 24, and I can see that these are counting back 4, and I've got 40 back to 36, and I can see that that's counting back 4. So I think this one is all about counting back 4. So 40, 36, 32, 28, 24, 20, 16, 12 and 8. Excellent. How did you get on? I'm sure you're doing a great job, guys. Well done. Let's have a look at the next one then. 66, 76. No, that looks like it's adding on 10 more to me. 86 then 96, 106, 116, 126 and then 136 on the end. How did you get on, boys and girls? Did you manage to solve it? If you did, you're doing a great job. Keep it up. Okay, again a little bit more of a warm up. What I want you to do is pause the video again, give yourself 5 minutes and see how quickly, or time yourself, see how quickly you can add up these questions. So pause the video here, see if you can add these up. Excellent. Again, how did you get on? Did you get a really good time? Did you do it in less than 5 minutes? Brilliant if you did, you're doing a great job. 234 add 5 is 239. 263, or 363 add 3 is 366. 990, count on 6 is 996. 312 add 7 is 319. 372, count on 8 is 380. And last one, 871 add 8 is 879. Okay? And the last one, 367 add 5. I'm going to take 3 from the 5 and get 370, and then I'm going to add on 2 more, so it's 372. And what we've done is actually we've bridged 9, gone over into the new 10s, ready to help us with our column addition. Okay, first of all, 256 add 342. Similar to the start of the video, we line up our numbers in the correct column, making sure we've got our hundreds in the right place, tens in the right place, and the ones in the right place. Okay, so our numbers are in the correct column. Next, we're going to add up our digits, and we always start with the ones first of all. So we're always going to start with the ones here. Sorry about that. Okay. So 6 add 2 equals 8, and we put our answer in the equal sign in that column, in the ones column. Next, we're moving on to the tens column. 5 tens add 4 tens is 9 tens. Next, we move on to the hundreds. 2 hundreds add 3 hundreds is 500. 356, 340, or 256 add 342 is 598. Okay. What I'm going to do, I'm going to show you the next question here. And what I'd like you to do is see if you can make a note of it at home, and see if you can solve it, making sure that you line up the numbers on top of each other in hundreds, tens and ones. Okay, have a go, see how you get on. How did you do? Could you line it up correctly? Let's start. 396 add 509. 6 add 9 is 15. 15 is a 2-digit number. It's made of 5 ones. So we take the 5 ones and we put them below in the ones column. Next, I take the 10 of the 15 and then I exchange it and I pop it below in the tens column. And the whole idea of this, boys and girls, is that we add everything up in this column now. So 9 tens add no tens is 9 tens, then add the 1 10 left on its own, and we get 10 tens. So we put the 0 of 10 in here, and then we take that 1 10 and we put it below in the hundreds column, so we've exchanged it for 100. Next, we add up everything in the hundreds column. 300s and 500s is 800s, and then we add on one more 100, 900. 396 add 509 is 905. I've lined up my digits in 110s once. I've started adding with my ones column. If the answer is greater than 9, we need to exchange. Okay, so again, 9 at 6 is 15. We take the 5 of the 15, pop it in the ones column, and then we exchange the 10 and put it in the tens column below. And making sure that we add it on afterwards. Have a go at this question, children. See how you get on. Pause the video here. Brilliant. How did you get on? Could you do it again? 275 on the top, lined up with 138. Just checking I've got my ones, I've got my tens, and I've got my hundreds all lined up correctly. First of all, I'm going to total everything in the ones column. 5 add 8 is 13. 13 is made of 3 ones, and then I exchange my 10. Next, I'm going to add up everything in my tens column. 7 tens add 3 tens is 10 tens. Add one more 10 is 11 tens. 11 again is a 2-digit number. I take the 1 and pop it in the column, then I exchange the 10 across. Next, I add up everything in my hundreds column. 200 plus 100 is 300. Add on our final 100, and I get 400. 138 add 275 is 413. What I'd like you to do, children, replay the video if you need to, recap column addition, and then bounce on to the next questions, okay? How to get on, boys and girls? Could you manage to solve those questions using column addition? Brilliant stuff if you did. If you need to recap, go back and replay the video from the start. Next, we're going to look at how column addition works with these two different models. Now then, this model here is all about finding out the missing value at the top. We call this our total. And we need to work out what it is. We've got two numbers here, 227 and 456. If these two numbers are combined, it means that we're going to add them up. So my question would be 456 add 227. So pause the video here, see if you can solve that problem. Brilliant. How did you get on? Could you work out how to solve it? Well done if you could. 6 and 7 is 13, using my skills again. Here we go. 5 tens add 2 tens is 7 tens. Add on one more 10 is 8 tens. And last we're going to add up the hundreds column. 400 and 200 is 600. So the missing value in our bar model is 683. And if you manage to work that one out, you're doing a brilliant job. Well done. Now then, this part-whole model here is exactly the same. I've got one part here, and I've got another part here. And together they combine to make the top part. I wonder, can you use column addition to see if you can find that answer? So, take the time, use a bit of column addition, see if you can find the answer to that question. How did you get on, children? Could you work it out? Was your answer 891? If it was, you're doing a brilliant job. Well done. Okay, again, children, we're going to look at a different type of problem. This is a word problem. We get you to solve these quite a lot. So last week we looked at underlining the important parts. Zeus fired 236 lightning bolts on Monday, because he's a bit of an angry god, and again 348 on Tuesday. How many was that altogether? So let's underline it. 236, 348, altogether. So my question is, 236 add 348, not 438, Mr. Cottle. 348. Okay. See if you can have a go at solving that question. Pause the video and have a solve. Brilliant stuff, boys and girls. How many thunderbolts did Zeus fire? I expect it was quite a lot. 6 add 8 is 14. I take the 4 ones of 14, put them in the ones column, exchange my 10. 3 tens add 4 tens is 7 tens, add 1 more 10 is 8 tens. 200 add 300 is 500. He threw 584 lightning bolts. A very angry god. Okay, now then, this part whole is very similar to one we did on the other page. I wonder if you can work it out yourself. Okay, pause the video, see if you can work it out. You might not have to use column addition. Okay, are you ready for the answer? 1000 add 400 is 1400. Well done if you got it right. Okay then, children, your tasks for today. If you would like to practice your column addition, continue with the mild questions here. On the website, there are 2 sets of other questions. We've got some word problems to solve, and we've got some different types of problems to solve as well, where you can use your explaining skills too. Okay. Also on the website, there is an alternative worksheet if you would prefer. Okay. Well done, guys. Keep up the great work. You are doing a sterling job. Speak to you soon.